Tulsi Gabbard, as you know, was failing to appear in a couple of the debate stages because she wasn't quite hitting some of those thresholds. But one of the thresholds for the next debate is you had to pick up a delegate in order to be able to make it to the debate stage. And what do you know? Home team hero, American Samoa born Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii actually has not pulled off one, but two, and then one was taken away, and now she got it back of delegates from America Samoa. Cody, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a couple of days. I think yesterday this came out and they got it settled. Yeah, initially it was reported she'd have 2 delegates, so down to 1, came back to 2. So I believe Tulsi, as we stand, is currently at 2 national delegates. What does any of this mean? Why are we bringing it up? One, because I just want to mention Tulsi Gabbard is indeed still running for president, because she is. She's outlasted.
And she's been a class act too, man.
But anyway, beyond that is one of the qualifying barriers. The reason why you saw Tom, no, that's not Tom Steyer, he made it off polling, but one of the barriers for qualifying has been to receive a single delegate in the previous debates. Let me pull this up for you guys. Yeah. This was the rules of the most recent debates on February 25th. The candidates needed to hit 10% in 4 polls or win 1 delegate.
And 10% is a hard threshold.
But no one's really polling anymore because who cares?
Yeah.
Like it's like that, and Tulsi's not going to poll at 10% either. Delegates were a way for candidates like Tulsi. It was a way I thought Yang was going to be able to sneak in by getting a delegate in Iowa. Like,
yeah,
and not sneak, but you know what I mean. Like get in without having to get all these polls that have a bunch of different
or
variables.
have $30 million
just
dropped.
Well at the ballots, right? So there we go.
Yeah,
a lot of people are speculating, including of course Business Insider, immediately that holy cow, did Tulsi Gabbard? Sorry, let me reframe that, but. Did Tulsi Gabbard just qualify for the debate stage? Here's the thing. As we sit today, I'm recording this the 6th of March at 12 Pacific.
Fade.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
But as we're recording this today, they have not announced the new debate rules. And they mentioned on this that it looks like Tulsi may have qualified. Under the most recent rules, she would have qualified with 1 delegate. However, they had not announced any official things. All they've announced officially is that the delegate threshold will go up.
Interesting.
Here's what I was saying is they should have held off the fact that Tulsi had an extra delegate in Samoa for like another day or two, so they could have came out with the new rules and been like, haha, now you need 2 delegates. They could have been like, actually, she doesn't. Because now I have a very strong feeling you're going to need 3 delegates to qualify for the next debate. And it's, while I think it could be both unfair and sort of make sense. I'm someone who likes Tulsi, but from the perspective of the DNC, I could see them saying, look, we see it as a 2-horse race. We only want 2 people on the debate stage. We have an opportunity here to make it so you need 10 delegates, which I would say wouldn't be out of this world. You need 10 delegates. There's hundreds that have been awarded. It's just funny to see, though, how it's going to go from like 1 to 10, and it's only going to matter because Tulsi can't qualify. It's going to matter for nobody else. I think that's interesting. Also, though, maybe they would set the delegate threshold at just a little bit above where everybody else was. But none of these dropped-out candidates are going to appear. It's clearly going to happen again.
The only problem with that, though, Cody, is this totally smacks of rigging. It's like when there was those kids that were kind of like the rule bullies on the playground, where they wanted to control the outcome of the game. So they're constantly saying, new rule, pause, new rule. Oh, you can't hit in the head, so that wasn't really an out. Oh, wait, my friend just got hit on the shoulder. Okay, you can't hit in dodgeball on the shoulder. That's not an out. Only below the waist, And they're constantly changing the rules as the game goes along in order to benefit themselves and their friends.
But is it not?
It's like, why is the DNC so constantly changing these rules?
Here's the thing, though. Is this not just objectively? Does it not make sense for an establishment party, the people at the top, to just say, if I have an opportunity here to limit my debate stage to the 2 people that I want to see debating at this point, why is that so wrong?
Then
I
just
agree
say
it's
that.
not right that they should have. But
if you're a private party and you're a political party, just call it the gatekeepers clause.
No, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is raising the delegate threshold to like 30 or something so Tulsi doesn't qualify, not them saying that, just in a different manner? That is how they say it. They say it by doing it. That was how they said it. They'll have like nice language for it. But yeah, like what is the line? Forgot who says it when people on TV says, like I see better than I hear. You know what I mean? Like I see what you did. I don't care what you said. I saw what you did. They're gonna do it again here. It looks like it's just really unfortunate because I would love to see Tulsi on the debate stage. But here's the thing. I want to see Tulsi on the debate stage because she'd probably just take Bernie and Biden to task for a couple hours, and they would try to be elbowing her off the stage and like talking over her, and she'd really like expose them. But I mean, I could see why if I legitimately wanted Joe Biden or Bernie to be president, I would say, well, we don't need a third person up there. I see it both ways. I agree that if they had a rule of one delegate and if they had kept it, it'd be one thing. But they hadn't announced new rules. They're going to change them. It looks like, and just looking at the delegate thresholds, right? Like, I could see why they would set it at 70. 70 delegates. You need to at least like be above where Elizabeth Warren was. I mean, I don't agree, but I also don't see what's so crazy. Does that make sense?
Yes. Now you don't see it as so crazy because I know you believe there has to be some kind of gatekeeping, and I agree with you too. You can't just
hold on. I do not believe there should be some kind of gatekeeping. I am just saying that if the Democrats say we only want 2 people on the debate stage, it's technically their debate. That's all I'm saying.
Well, no, there's been tons of, fine, maybe gatekeeping isn't the particular word, but I think it is the right word. You can't have, for example, like anybody that says I'm a Democratic candidate for the presidency up there, or else then you got Vermin Supreme with his rubber boot head up there hollering.
I guess what's one word?
You know what I'm saying?
Like thresholds. Having requirements isn't crazy.
Well, yeah, that's gatekeeping.
In a sense, I would consider gatekeeping to be what they've been doing to Tulsi before this. Gatekeeping was not counting the polls that would have put Tulsi Gabbard on the debate stage because specifically her, they don't like. That's gatekeeping. Just having standards.
Well, I think that's negative gatekeeping.
Is it gatekeeping to require?
Just like there's benevolent sexism and there's negative sexism.
This is semantics. I argue it's not gatekeeping to say you can't come into my establishment without shoes on. I argue that's just like maybe health code, not gatekeeping. Yeah. It's just like you can't walk in here without shoes. Sorry.
Okay, fine. Well, either way. You want to be able to reward experience. And like, for example, I'm neither for or against unions because there's good unions and there's bad unions. I've been a member of unions that have just taken money out of my paycheck, not done anything for me, not done anything for the workers, and completely sucked and been a negative drag on society. Whereas like the carpenters union here that puts up the metal studs in buildings, man, they require a high union wage from anybody that hires them, and they take their management to task, but they also take their employees to task, and they force them to show up on time. They give them phenomenal training, and they drug test them, and they make sure that, hey, if we're going to demand this high union wage from them, we demand high union work for you, So there's that's a beautiful union. That's a perfect union. You know what I'm saying? So I believe there has to be some gatekeeping in politics in the sense that, okay, the parties have to be out there recruiting politicians, cultivating talent, explaining to them how the system operates. So we don't just have a bunch of ideologues that don't even know how to submit a bill in Congress, starting revolutions on Twitter before they even know how to vote for a healthcare bill on the floor, so there has to be some kind of gatekeeping that rewards a certain amount of buy-in and experience, but it can't get to a point where it looks like every round you're changing a rule in order to adversely affect the outcome of whoever the most establishment-y person is.
Okay, hold on. Can I interrupt you?
Like, we don't change all the rules after every primary for the presidential election. It's been the Electoral College since 1770 whatever.
I got breaking news. I apologize to interrupt your stunning soliloquy about gatekeeping and the virtues of gatekeeping. But hey, Mr. Gatekeeper over here,
nicer to me, man. We're at the end of the podcast.
I don't care. Breaking news, Mr. Gatekeeper. They've done it. They've shut the gate in Tulsi Gabbard. News just came out literally 2 minutes ago. That's why I mentioned recording it. They just did it. But again, tell me if the wording here is insane to you. I think the wording is you need 20% of pledged delegates. That's not an insane wording to me.
Wow.
20% of pledged delegates awarded. Yeah, I mean, okay. That doesn't seem like how dare they. I would agree, though. And I would agree, right? To be fair, jumping from a pledged delegate to 20%. But also, keep in mind,
Buttigieg couldn't have pulled
the last time we had a debate, I think 3 states had voted. Now we've had almost 20. Realistically, it was one thing when only a few delegates had been awarded, but now the field is narrowed to 3 people and hundreds of delegates have been awarded. It makes sense. It's unfortunate, but it makes sense is all I want to say. But there we go. So they did do it. They did change the rules to keep Tulsi Gabbard off the debate stage. They said they were going to do it. We knew they were going to do it. And like I said, man, sometimes we see better than we hear. I've seen what they have done, 20%. It doesn't matter what they say. They did it because here's the thing. There's no weird math and gaming here. There's no, I guess that excludes Tulsi, huh? We didn't even think about that. Let me show you guys again what the actual breakdown of delegates looks like. It's obvious if the delegate threshold was anything greater than 2. that it was going to exclude everybody but Bernie and Biden. Like anything beyond bumping it up to 2 than 1 was going to exclude the only other person who realistically would accept the offer to appear on the debate stage. So that's why they did it. They knew what they were doing. They basically said, we want to see Biden and Sanders debate down the stretch. Better or for worse, it is what it is. But I just thought it was kind of funny to see. It was almost like as this election's ending, there's a lot of stuff that we're kind of losing that's been happening multiple times in this election that I kind of miss. And it was just, as much as I hate to see it, it was nice to see the establishment screw over Tulsi one last time. You know, just to end the 2019 primary, one last time, we're going to say, sorry, Tulsi, so close, but you missed it. That's how you know we're still in this election.
And also, this is really what just makes me think that there needs to be a progressive party. They're just literally amongst the Democrat, I don't want to say establishment, but the modern American left, there's really just the establishment Democrats and the progressives. It's a two-party system over there. And the progressives have been fooled. Okay, and this is where I feel really badly, and I empathize with the progressives, because though I disagree with the vast majority of their policies, I recognize that they've been taken advantage of, that the Democrat establishment has allowed them to go out and knock doors for them. They've said, yeah, sure, a lot of your ideas, we're going to get to them in an incremental way. Yeah, we're going to slowly veer to the left. And America has. I mean, you can look at the Pew Research done in 2017, and the far left in America has driven the political divide and the Overton window in so much further in the past 10 years than it ever has in the first 200. So to a certain extent, they got what they want, but not really. They've really been taken advantage of by the establishment Democrats, who've allowed them to be the shock troops going out there, who've allowed them to be the mercenaries in the brown shirts, but without getting paid. They've allowed them to go out and knock doors on behalf of people. Tons of progressives were out there knocking doors for Katie Hill. We're out there knocking doors for Hillary Clinton once Bernie Sanders got screwed in the first election. Ton of them were out there knocking doors on behalf of John Kerry and all these other people, okay, when progressivism first really started gaining steam. For every Democratic candidate that has opposed a Republican, okay, they were out knocking doors like crazy for Barack Obama. And what did they get out of it? Nothing. They've been screwed out of a Bernie Sanders nomination 2 years in a row, and nobody can really think of any great progressive candidates outside of AOC and her super cool, win over the establishment guy. There was really a flash in the pan. No major movement of progressive candidates making it into Congress ever really paid off. The Tea Party got more from the Republican Party than the progressives have gotten from the Democrat Party, simply just because the Republican Party stuck to its rules. And if the Tea Party candidate won, they didn't change the rules to screw them. That's it. There were 12 or 13 Tea Party candidates that made it to Congress, so much so they were called the Tea Party Caucus. You can't really think of a progressive caucus that's existed because of the efforts of the progressives and Bernie Sanders and AOC.
I know it's unsolicited. I got advice for progressives. Don't make a Tea Party. Don't do it.
No.
It was one of those things that ended up just being really cringe and embarrassing for most people involved, and very few people still consider themselves Tea Party members. So,
what are you talking about? There's tons.
Yeah, that are proudly. How many people you go on their Twitter account?
The taxed enough already party. Oh no, it's definitely.
How many people on the Twitter account and they proudly say former Tea Party?
No, well, that's just because Trumpism took over the fervor of the Tea Party.
It ended pretty cringe, and a lot of people were like, "Okay, let's
stop it! You're too cynical.
Okay, I'm cynical. By the way, I want to bring in one last thing on the topic of Tulsi and the debates. I forgot to bring this up, but I should have brought it up earlier. Tulsi is also on record saying she won't go to the debates anyway. So,
jeez,
because
all right,
you know
she
what?
just recognizes
to your point,
it's a sham.
This was in December, but to your point, she got so sick and tired of them dangling it. Oh, sorry, these 2 polls that you needed to qualify just don't count for no reason. Like
it's like the State Farm fisherman. Like, you almost
got so tired of that I think by December she said, "I'm over this." So I wanted to highlight that. I just thought it was funny. Again, it was great. As much as I hate seeing them do it, just kind of felt like old times again.
Yeah.
A candidate getting screwed off the debate stage. Like, there we go.
By the way, what is that picture, Cody?
It's an ad that keeps running before all the videos. I don't know what.
Oh,
it is.
okay. I was like, is that a helicopter crop dusting? How does that have to do with Tulsi Gabbard? Okay, I get it. So anyway, hey, let us know what you guys think. Please comment below if you haven't liked, shared, or subscribed yet. Make sure you subscribe. And if you want to join the channel, make sure you join. It's cheap. It's only $5. And it's a really great way to make sure that we can continue getting you these videos and this content free of corporate sponsorship and influence. All right. And if you can, make sure you follow us on Twitter. It's worth even just signing up for Twitter. Even if you only follow one account on Twitter, you got to follow PSP Radio 1. We send out a ton of really funny clips, really funny memes, and all kinds of other content on our Twitter feed. So make sure that you follow us on PSP Radio 1 on Twitter. This is Problem Solver Politics. We'll see you guys in the next video.